Hey everyone, and welcome to Brain Boost. So let me ask you a question. What if a river could actually talk? I mean, really speak to you? What kind of secrets do you think it would share? Well, today we're jumping into a fantastic story that's all about that very idea. It's called The Day the River Spoke, and it's an amazing tale about listening to the world around you and finding the courage to chase a dream.
So the whole story starts with this magical question. Can a river really speak? It's a cool idea, right? It makes us think of nature not just as something pretty to look at, but as a living character with its own voice. Let's see how the story makes this amazing idea come to life.
I mean, think about it for a second. What about the sounds you hear every day? Like when birds are chirping first thing in the morning, or when the wind rustles through the leaves. What if those aren't just random noises? What if they're actually messages? This story is all about learning to listen a little bit closer to the world.
Okay, so now it's time to meet the hero of our story. She's a young girl named Janvi, and her journey is what this whole tale is about.
So this is Janvi. She's a really smart young girl who lives in a small village by the sea with her family. But even though her life seems simple, she's got this huge, powerful dream inside her that really gets the whole story moving. And this slide? This shows you her biggest problem. On one side, you see what Janvi wants more than anything, to go to school and learn new things. But on the other side, you see her real life. She's almost 10, and her days are spent at home, just looking after her little brothers. And that right there is the big challenge she has to figure out how to overcome. All of this sadness and frustration builds up, and one day it just becomes too much. She's sitting all by herself next to the river, and her feelings are perfectly captured in this one simple line. Just thinking about that single tear, you can feel just how heavy her dream feels.
But you know what? It's right here, at her saddest moment, that something magical happens. As Janvi sits there by the water, something truly extraordinary is about to take place. Something that will change everything for her.
All of a sudden, she hears this soft, quiet voice, almost like a whisper, asking her what's wrong. Janvi's totally shocked. She was sure she was all alone. So who could possibly be talking to her?
The story uses the word startled to describe how she felt, which means she was suddenly super surprised, maybe even a little scared. She looks all around for who could be speaking, but she sees no one. Not a lizard, not a bird. The mystery just gets deeper.
And then she realizes something incredible. It's the river. The river itself is speaking to her. And so she tells it everything, all about how she wants to learn to read just like her brother and her friend, and how her parents keep saying maybe next year, a promise that never seems to come.
And this just shows you how curious Janvi really is. It's not just about reading books for her. She wants to understand how the world works. She's full of these amazing questions, like why spiders match the color of the flowers they live in, or what makes that rattling sound in the bamboo trees, or how tadpoles can possibly turn into frogs. She has a real, deep hunger for knowledge.
You know, the word rattling is a great word. It describes that loud, shaky noise the bamboo makes. And the fact that Janvi even notices and questions that sound shows you what a great observer she is. She's always watching and wondering about her world.
Now this is the most important part. The river's answer completely changes everything. It tells Janvi it's up to you. Whoa, it puts the power right back in her hands. And then it says this amazing thing about how little girls can do just as much as little boys. See, the river isn't giving her a magical solution, it's empowering her to find one herself. So what do you think? Does Janvi take the river's advice? You bet she does. And this decision is the big turning point in the story. She stops being someone who just dreams and becomes someone who takes action. The very next day, feeling inspired and brave, Janvi makes a plan. Just look at these steps. First, she gets all her courage together. Then, she quietly takes her little brother and just goes to the school. She doesn't make a big scene, she just sits in the back row and listens, until finally, the teacher sees her there.
And you know what's amazing? Instead of getting into trouble, Janvi is met with kindness. The teacher sees how much she wants to learn and promises to come to her house to talk to her father. This is such a huge moment of hope for her. After the teacher visits, Janvi's own mother says this powerful line. She tells Janvi that she had the exact same dream when she was a little girl, but she never got the chance. It's such an emotional moment. Her mom doesn't just give her permission, she shows Janvi that her dream is important and valid. So, after all that, what's the real message here? What are the big ideas we should take away from Janvi's incredible journey? Let's break it down.
See, Janvi's struggle actually makes her dream even bigger. Now, she doesn't just want to learn, she wants to become a teacher, so she can go out and find all the other little girls in her village and make sure they get to go to school too. Her own challenge has become her life's mission. How amazing is that?
So this story really leaves us with some powerful lessons. It shows us how important education is. It teaches us about having the courage to take that first scary step towards your dream. It reminds us to never, ever underestimate our own power, just like the river told Janvi. And of course, it champions the idea that girls can do anything and that sometimes a little bit of encouragement from someone can make all the difference in the world.
Okay, now that we've gone through the story, let's think a little deeper about some of the big questions it brings up. This will really help us lock in what we've learned.
Here's a great practice question. How exactly did the river help Janvi? Think about it. It didn't magically build a school for her, right? No. Its help was all about giving her emotional and mental strength. By listening to her and encouraging her, the river was like that little voice inside that tells you, you can do this. It gave her the confidence she needed to take action for herself.
And here is a major exam tip for you guys. This entire story is all about Janvi. So in your exams, you'll probably get questions about her dreams, the problems she faced, and her incredible courage. If you really understand her character and her journey, you'll be able to answer any question that comes your way. And that leaves us with one final thought to take with you. Janvi's first step was so simple but so brave. She just walked to the school. It makes you think, doesn't it? Whatever your dream is, big or small, what's that one first brave step you can take to get started on your own journey?